The ink of the 2026 FIFA World Cup is barely dry. Spain beat Argentina, which was the most watched football match in history. And what's FIFA's response been to that? Let's figure out how to make even more money from the next one. So, FIFA has announced to sell a stake in the FIFA World Cup. Yes, you heard that right, the actual FIFA World Cup. And here's how that works. FIFA wants to create a brand new commercial subsidiary, a separate company that will hold the commercial rights to the Men's World Cup, the Women's World Cup, and the Club World Cup. They then want to sell up to 20% of the subsidiary to private investors. The target? $4.2 billion. Now, FIFA is trying to be careful with the language here. They say investors won't have any operational role. That FIFA itself doesn't change. This is a subsidiary, not FIFA selling itself. But let's be honest about this. The FIFA World Cup, the most watched sporting event in the world, will have investors with financial stake in it, having a certain expectation how the tournament should actually be run and operationalized. And here is where Infantino does something very Infantino. He sent a letter to all 211 member federations. The message was essentially this: back this plan and you get significantly more funding from January 2027. Reject it and you get $10 million per federation. That's it. And he's not asking about it. He's offering a deal and making it very clear what the consequences are if you're not taking that deal. September 19th is the deadline for all federations to either vote for it or against it. UEFA's reaction to this has been immediate. They said FIFA had, quote, crossed the line, that the World Cup is not FIFA's to sell. And they have a point worth understanding. FIFA is technically a Swiss non-profit association. Its tournaments belong collectively to its 211 member federations. Infantino is selling a commercial stake in those tournaments to private investors whose primary job is to generate a return, raises a genuine governance question. Whose interest does FIFA ultimately serve? Football's or its investors? And here's the financial story that makes this story even bigger. Fox had acquired the US rights for the FIFA World Cup for a total of $485 million. That turned out to be a steal. The tournament broke US television records outside the NFL. The next rights cycle for 2030 would open bidding at $1 billion. FIFA knows it underpriced the product. Bringing in private investors now at peak momentum is a way to lock in that valuation before the market fully realizes that the World Cup is actually worth. So, is this move good for football? Well, it depends entirely on who you are. If you're a smaller federation in Africa or South America, I think it's great for you. But if you're a bigger federation like UEFA, which is constantly competing against FIFA for the bigger tournaments and more money, I think it's a big conflict of interest and could be an issue for them. As a fan, I would personally be a bit apprehensive about this move because investments such as these in sort of public faceted tournaments changes the orientation of these tournaments from fans to the stakeholders. So the stakeholders say increases depending on how much revenue these tournaments earn. So I think it's one to keep an eye out on. There's a lot more, I'm sure, which is going to come out, and yeah, it's not entirely a positive move if I'm a fan from my perspective, but yeah, we'll keep an eye out on this. Follow Sportfolio for more, and we'll try to figure out more around this.